Cleveland's East Side Portage Escarpment is a cradle for local hydrology and the Bluestone WPSA service area. Toward improving the health of Cleveland's small escarpment watersheds, WPSA is a great resource. The following slides summarize restoration and outreach during 2019 and 2020. The next 8 slides detail restoration projects, one currently underway at 9 Mile Creek in Bretnall, and the other in the planning stage at the East 55th Street storm sewer outfall, the ignominious mouth of Giddings Brook. Both have origins in the Doane Frontal Lake Erie NPSIS plan of 2018. The 9 Mile Creek Estuary Reach lies on 40 acres of private property in Bretnall. 26 acres are in a conservation easement with the Western Reserve Land Conservancy. The district carries out wetland mitigation work here. The overriding issues are erosion and lack of floodplain access. In 2019, Bluestone and Chagrin River aided the village of Bretnall in obtaining Section 319 funding. The sewer district contributed the 40% match and a substantial sum toward increasing the project scope. The final plan is to restore 1,000 linear feet of stream bank and replace a failing outfall head wall. The RFP was developed in mid-2020. The winning bid was submitted by River Reach and EnviroScience. The proposal stood out for incorporating vegetative structure in the erosion control component. The project should kick off in early 2021 with a landowner agreement in place. Giddings Brook is entirely subsumed within the storm sewer grid. The East 55th Street storm sewer delivers to Cleveland Harbor. In filling in the area around the outfall, the landscape is now that of an estuarine plunge pool. With elemental modifications and the district shoreline tunnel in place, the outfall could sustain a marsh wetland function. The project may gain some legs as part of the Cleveland Harbor Eastern Embayment Resilience Study, CHEERS, being led by Metro Parks and the Port Authority. I am lobbying to make wetland restoration a signature feature. The Giddings Mouth would be the only CHEERS eco-restoration. NTH consultants are doing the design work for the Shoreline storage tunnel at East 55th and Fairley Avenue. NTH engineer Anthony Fazio asked me to provide historical indications of the abandoned Giddings culvert in this area. With my help, the search team nailed the culvert location on the first day of work. Beyond restoring the East 55th Street outfall area, I am looking to design a waterfront access corridor for the underserved Superior St. Clair neighborhood. The alignment of the abandoned culvert may be of use in establishing a series of green spaces upon which to build an access corridor. During 2019, Bluestone provided significant outreach on combined sewer issues in urban watersheds. For several specialized audiences, we covered the combined sewers of Kingsbury, Morgan, Burke, and Walworth, as well as the District's 7 GI projects in this area. Little did we know that 2019 would be peak year for such outreach. In April, the Cleveland Humanities Festival celebrated, of all things, local nature. Organizer Dr. John Grabowski asked me to contribute. I said I'd lead a bus tour of buried streams and the GI that the district is developing around them. And so was born Hidden Waterways, the past, present, and future of urban hydrology. In July, River Rally came to town looking for post-conference events. Ebony Hood, Jim Sheehan, and I fielded a bike tour of buried streams and associated GI. We had 26 participants from all over the country. Memorable was a running discussion with the Philadelphia city planner who arrived with a superior attitude about GI. After 9 miles of clay and shale cliffs, he came to appreciate the Cleveland way. In September, I had the chance to work with Jen Elting and Jeff Jowett in leading a tour of the newly dedicated Woodland Central GI facility. My role was to provide historical context for that section of Kingsbury Run. The result was a public conversation on large-scale GI as a means to bring buried streams toward a greener future. In October, Doane Brook, Bluestone, and the the City of Cleveland Heights presented a two-day celebration of Heights, Rocks, and Waters. Saturday brought a loaded school bus tour of anthropogenic stream features in 7 escarpment ravines, including the incomparable 9 Mile Creek Gulch in Dennison Park. Sunday morning brought participants together at the Old Coventry School, built directly upon Dugway West Branch, for presentations on naturalizing Heights streams. Dennis Saharija presented the hydrological issues with which the district must work on the Heights. Sunday afternoon featured a facilitated discussion on the future of Heights streams, moderated by Stephen Saddam, longtime Ohio environmentalist. The event produced a concise summary of how Heights residents think about streams and what they want for the future. Tops on the list are educational outreach and diverse plantings. November brought the Great Lake Erie Educators Exchange, a conference to connect experts in regional nature with inner-ring science teachers. I was honored to deliver the keynote address on stream-related nature around town. I featured the district's larger GI facilities as places at which nature will emerge in the coming years. Now comes the challenge of doing outreach in 2020. Doane Brook and Bluestone combined resources to hire local videographer Brad Massey. Having worked with us in the past, Brad knows the streams. With his services, we can, in the time of COVID, trade the intimacy of socially congregate events for the permanence of video content. Our first project, an East Side Estuary tour, combined video and Zoom to take Bracknell's gem features to more than 50 people. Tori spoke of the trials of getting the Corps and Metro Parks to budge on recreating estuarine function at Doane. I described the watershed roles for the extant estuaries at Dugway, Shaw, and 9 Mile. Turning to 2021, automated planning for watershed conservation is coming quickly. For 2021, Bluestone will develop webinars for presenting residential-level automated tools to local residents. Examples include the National Tree Benefit Calculator, iTree Design, the Community Canopy Tree Placement Calculator, and Precision Conservation, which can define runoff many watersheds at the residential level.